Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Episode 4 of the Can I Be Frank show. It is Saturday, February 17th, I think. How's that sound again? 18th? Yeah, it doesn't matter. This show just came together very quickly. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a funny one. It's going to be a loud one. So turn down your speakers, what you're about to hear. I actually have some family in here. This is an all McCabe podcast coming at you today. And I think it'll be interesting and entertaining. We're going to first focus on the one lady in the studio today, Miss Katy Coughlin, who is an up-and-coming comedic star and will actually has a show tomorrow night in the Mill City. I'm going to let Katy talk about her career, how it's going, how she got started. She is joined by her less than flattering, less than funny, less than interesting cousins, which I will introduce in a moment.
Truth.
Yeah. And after we speak a little bit about Katy's career and how that's going, we're going to go into a timely topic. We're in the doldrums of winter. It's middle of February. There's nothing to look forward to. Football's over. The next big event, which will probably be our next show with this crew, is St. Patrick's Day, which is a month off.
Are we doing live from Kilkenny?
Dark time of year. So what warms you up in the winter? That tumbler of whiskey, that hot toddy when you're sick, or it's Monday morning, a delicious Irish coffee, some maybe being drank as we speak, who knows? So we're going to talk about favorite cocktails, but more so cocktail venues, right? What hits, the greatest times, what they are, when they are. So we have a whole list of things we're going to go through there, and we hope you enjoy it. So let me introduce the fam. There they are. Let's get them all in. Oh, there's the nice angle. They're all pretty. So I'm going to start. I'll start at to my far right. This is Andrew McCabe. Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
Andrew is the loudmouth cousin you hope misses the 4th of July cookout.
Great start.
It'd be a great, he's kind of like you like him, but if he's not there, everything will be fine too.
Somebody's got a bartender.
That's why his parents always hosted it. So he'd have to be invited.
To Andrew's left.
I was told to skip it a couple times.
To Andrew's left is one, I don't know what number, Patrick McCabe.
Lose track after a while.
Proud little firefighter, we have a long line of firefighters in the McCabe clan, right?
Yep.
And I would say young Mr. Patrick is the least of the brave.
I wouldn't argue that for 1 second.
Go Navy, beat Army.
Far from the real Pat McCabe. So.
I'm going to skip over our friend Katy and go to Thomas, and the only notes I have here, Thomas McCabe, is a gigolo. That's pretty much all I got for you. I don't know what else you do in your life.
I've been known to be.
That's about
Fair enough. And last but not least, the wild Irish rose between all these thorns, and Miss Katy Coughlin, there she is, who we're going to dive right into. So, first of all, welcome, everyone.
Why is Katy not in the cave?
Thank you.
Why did Katy have the wrong name?
I would like that address.
She's got plenty of thorns.
Thanks all for coming. And
thanks for having us.
yeah, we're gonna have some laughs today and play a few games. And if your name gets mentioned, please note these are all just meant to be fun. This is not hard hitting news today. Most of it is not. So,
No, the only reason I'm being called sweet is because I'm next to you three. In any other context, I'm not
It's more of a relevant
nice
term.
or sweet.
I
Yeah,
get that.
it's just with you guys.
Well, you're sweet for a McCabe. Let's look at
That's,
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah, not the softest group of humans. Let's face it.
We're very touchy-feely.
So, in any case, let's get to the old rule of ladies first.
Thanks.
So, Katy, tell us about what you're doing.
So I'm a comedian. I perform stand up.
Stop, guys. No time to let her speak.
I perform in Lowell and Boston. I got started because I was just watching a lot of comedy, and when I would hear like the comedians say like what age they started, I would kind of get mad if it was younger than me, and then I was like, oh, why am I thinking that way? So then I just started writing jokes and not telling anyone for a long time because I didn't think they were good. And then I went to an open mic eventually.
That never stopped Pat.
that's how I get it. Half my material. Just
But once I saw like bad people up there, I was like, oh, well, I can do that. I mean, I can be
suck at
that
this.
bad on
I can be
stage.
Now, that's
So-
funny. I thought you started because you just didn't have a job.
that's just parallel.
I had a job. I was waitressing at a very nice
Hey,
place.
job. Hey, pays the bills.
That's right.
You didn't want to give Mr. Kundler a plug there?
So you started writing some jokes, write them down, not
Yeah.
telling anyone.
No,
Nobody.
no.
Least of all, mom.
Yeah, no. She hasn't been to see me yet. Neither of my
I've heard.
parents. Yeah.
I'm not happy about that, Megan Coughlin.
Well, it's a lot of pressure
Yeah.
for them to come
Yes.
and see me, and I
course.
just want it to be good if they
Yeah.
come to see me.
So how long, when was your first show since to today? Like when did you first get up and on a microphone? How long has it
4
been?
years ago.
4 years ago. Okay. And you're how old, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 25, so I was
Okay.
21.
Were you still
Yeah.
like at college years?
Lowell Public Schools right there.
I had no idea how old she was till just right this second.
I was in college years. I was not in college. I was.
That was a trap question.
I
didn't need it that way.
would have been my senior year.
age.
Yeah,
Here comes Andrew.
I should have been graduating this year.
No, this is not. We're in the judgment-free zone here.
I was going to Boston Improv. That's the first
Okay.
place I performed, and
Now, did you go like your first time or two completely alone? Did you have a friend, or you said, "I'm going, not telling anyone"?
I went with my friend once, and I just wanted to check it out. I didn't want to perform or anything. We just went to watch, and then the next time I went, I think like 3 of my friends came the first time I did it, and it was a really small room, but yeah. I did tend to bring friends with me because they would make me a little less nervous, and then I would have to do it because if I go alone, I can just leave.
Sure.
Well,
yeah,
no
yeah.
one
You
said
need that little bit
anything
of
about
anxiety stage
Yeah.
fright to, yeah.
Exactly.
Much like Frank's podcast, you had a built-in audience when you performed at Mohegan because
Yeah.
Right.
unfortunately I
did.
couldn't make it, but we did rally the troops.
Yeah, I did perform at Mohegan, and a bunch of my cousins came, including Pat.
I went to that. That was
Very nice.
It was like the weirdest, balance between wow, she's really great. I'm really proud of her, and good God, I can't listen to this anymore. It was very uncomfortable. Very impressive.
Yeah.
It was right where you want to be.
And that's why her parents have not.
That's all I could think was like, oh man, this is
I had a similar experience.
fantastic.
Katie had me. She had me come to, was it Warp and Weft?
Yep.
I think was the first time I saw you.
Yep.
And she said, I want you to come and watch me do this and give me some notes. And I couldn't write anything down because I'm like, what am I hearing? Like, she like some of the stuff I'm like, I don't la 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 la. Like, I don't want to hear this. Which, like, that brand of comedy, that what she chose to go with is like
So
very risky.
I have some questions because I haven't seen you yet, much like your parents. Number one, I'll probably be a little horrified. But
She
number
knows you haven't seen it. She has a list going.
well aware
Get
there's a
along,
list.
man. Yeah.
But number two, there's that I have 2 kids, young, and if you ask me to go out at 10 o'clock on a Thursday night, I'm going to say that
Right.
you might as well ask me to be out at 2 a.m.
Right.
So,
Remember when Andrew was cool and that wasn't a problem?
Speak for yourself.
Frank just had 75 listeners say Andrew was never cool. But so, do you do crowd work? Do you do a straight no crowd
No,
work? Do you
I
just
would-
have a straight the routine?
Yeah.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah, I'll write them down beforehand.
Yeah.
Crowd work kind of scares me. I'll do it sometimes, but like I'll cheat and I'll be like, "Do you like Boston?" And then I have a joke about Boston.
Well,
yeah.
I would argue a lot of crowd work is that
No one
you just
cares
have
about
to
your
be
argument.
more
Let the girl speak. That's true. Answer her
Find a way
question.
to magic.
Shut off his microphone. Shut off.
I don't do a lot of crowd work. It's a lot of stuff written down beforehand. Yeah. I performed at Warp and Weft a lot when they had an open mic, and that was fun. And now I work there, and I perform there. Well, I'm not going to be working there. I gave my notice because
You don't have to make work announcements on this. Really. I mean,
It's a you just say you got
I'd like to think.
no, I wanted to be. I can't keep working a restaurant job because I need to be around at night to do shows. So instead,
Committing to it.
I'm gonna
I like
switch to
Committed to your
substitute
craft.
teaching during the day. And I'll be
hear that,
molding
children?
the youth of Lowell
Buckle up,
and then
parents.
be telling dick jokes at night. So
yes. The
Yeah.
best kind.
Which is
yeah.
which is
Andrew,
why
I was thinking, where do your kids go to school? Where?
Canada.
More?
Bailey Elementary.
Bailey?
I think.
So back to the dick jokes.
yeah, I think that's why her parents haven't seen her.
How would describe your brand of comedy? Like what would
Gross.
you? Okay, all right.
Gross.
Gross isn't like.
I don't know how to describe it.
I would say. Can I step in? Do you
Sure,
mind?
yeah,
Guess you
please.
just did.
Yeah.
So don't talk over each other.
Because I don't know how to describe it
At least
because
I asked for permission after the fact.
you did, yeah.
It's genetic.
And with all due respect.
I would say it's more like shock value comedy. Like some of the stuff you hear, it's like
Nikki Glazer.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
Listen,
I
who would you
say
compare your
Nikki
comedy
Glazer.
to?
No,
Silverman.
Ali Wong. I'm going
Yeah.
for Ali Wong.
Okay.
Yeah, Ali Wong,
All right,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah,
I like
that's a
it.
good
much.
comparison.
So-
I think
Yeah.
that's accurate.
Yeah.
You said you started like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I would say it's less of a coincidence that she started shortly after our grandparents were both dead.
That's actually.
Not a coincidence.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Oh, my
Making
goodness.
sure there was no chance they were going to hear any of it.
No.
They're haunting you from the grave.
100% they're still
Oh
coming.
yeah.
I do have to say,
I throw Nana in a lot of jokes. I'm not gonna lie. I don't always perform
She
them,
knows.
but like, yeah, I've been some that she's
Nana
in.
took
No, and I would just, I was surprised. So you're at Warp a lot,
Yeah.
and one of the reasons I asked was, do you do new material every time? Do you just work on your existing material?
Right. So I try to do new stuff every week because also people will come up to me and they'll be like, "Wow, I always love seeing you perform because you always do something new." And I'm like, "Fuck, all right, I gotta keep this going. Then I can't be repeating." And like one time I was at the Worthen performing, and I always do well at the Worthen because it's just a bunch
love
of
the Worthen.
Worthen's great. It's just a bunch of old men,
It's
and
an
they're like,
easy
"A
crowd
woman's
to
talking?
please.
Let me listen to her."
yeah, that's,
It's not a Mensa meeting.
No,
No.
they will ignore every male comedian, and I go up there, and they're like, "Oh, look at this!" And I'm like, "I wonder why I do so well there."
they all share a brain cell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sorry,
But I
Worthen.
was at Worthen one night, and someone was like, "Hey, you need some new material." I'm like, "Screw you! I do not need new material.
Well, that's
I need to
one
go
place.
somewhere new."
You're gonna have a pretty regular crowd. So you can
Yeah,
tell the same
so
stuff
I
over
do
and over.
need to change it, but so when I work at Warp and Weft and I do a set there every Wednesday and Thursday, and it was awful. Well, great. It was great because I love the stage time, but it was awful because I would have to get off and go look people in the eye after I told the dick jokes or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
and be like, "You need anything?" They'd be like,
Do you
"Yes,
get a royalty
the
every
check."
time you say dick? You're saying kind of a lot.
No, but my
Freudian
boss,
thing.
my boss is very cool. Like at one
Your
point,
ex-boss, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Craig.
Does he know yet?
Yeah,
will.
He will. All right.
But I remember at one point I was doing like a bunch of jokes about subbing, and he was like,
Hold on, you're going to be a sub.
"Yeah, I've done it before. Though. It's a lot of good material." So I was doing jokes about subbing, and
Frank's already hitting delete.
Shooting her.
it's fine. I don't say the kids' names. I change the kids' names in the jokes.
Probably a good idea.
Oh, but yeah, Craig was like, you need to stop doing all this clean material. He's like, you need to go back to the gross stuff. He's like, that's what makes it good is that people look at you and they're like, "Oh, here's this sweet girl. I wonder what she's going to joke about." And then I have like a Michael Jackson joke.
Bang.
Yeah.
That's a tough genre of comedy to start with. Because you could do like the Jerry Seinfeld, like the "what if this," or like
Yeah,
"do
right.
you ever notice when," or whatever.
Yeah.
That's pretty simple stuff, and that's how a lot of people start out when they do it. 'Cause
No,
that's
I
just
like-
observational comedy, right?
I like both
went
feet in the pool.
right-
Yeah,
she
you
went
just
right,
gotta
Right
for the
in.
throat.
I love
She
it.
went right for the throat.
Yeah.
So,
It's tough.
I remember my first joke, if you want to hear the
of
premise.
course we want to hear you.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right, McCabe family, turn off the,
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom, turn it off. I'm not gonna do the whole joke, but I'll just do the premise. The one thing they don't tell you about sharing a dorm room with someone is that you have to change your masturbation schedule.
See? Yep. Right. That's a good.
Well, it's been fun, everyone. Have a great weekend and go.
Mr. Coughlin is beaming with pride.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, she's not wrong.
No, I'm not. That's the thing.
Or you just don't give a fuck. Don't change it.
That was your first joke?
Yeah. I don't. Well, like the first one I wrote
Yeah, she
down.
jumped right in.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Now, I'm a little surprised, as I said, I've never seen you. I thought you would excel at crowd work only because that's every family function we're at.
Well, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looking what's in front of what the room presents you and shitting all over it.
Right.
That's
well,
totally fair.
yeah. I don't know them as well as I know you. I don't mind shitting on you guys, but
I think it's
I don't know. It's
she
hard.
knows
She's gonna give somebody a hard time. She wants it to be really like personal.
with the
Yeah.
She wants you to feel it.
Yeah.
She don't want to make shit up about random people in a bar. She wants you to go home cry.
Exactly.
She wants you in the shower thinking about
Yeah,
it.
crying,
She said that.
self-loathing yourself.
Right, exactly.
This is
No.
what everyone thinks about me.
So, yeah,
Like if I can't think of a killer thing to say, I'm not saying
Like
it.
every time I do one of Pat's weddings, I know right where to go. Do you know what I mean? Like every time. So
Thomas is the
I know-
king of
I know what
best
you
man
guys-
speeches,
I almost
for the
put-
record.
Well, he has a lot of
Yeah,
practice.
how long
Very
that would
good.
take. and,
Yeah, that didn't.
you did not disappoint, my guy.
No, every time. The next one, I'm telling you, you're toast, pal.
Wonderful.
We love you, Megan.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you
It just took me a minute. One of the Wow, now we're in a
Yeah, you
divorce
do.
talk. Whole other topic.
Yeah.
All right,
So
so
technically, it's wedding talk.
It's wedding time. I never said the word divorce. You did.
Yeah, thanks, Frank. Wow, unreal.
Thank you, Francis.
I'm the host.
Say what you want.
Poor Frank, just trying to do something nice.
Trying to be
Hang
nice.
out with family.
All right,
You suggested it.
all right, Katie. So let's close out your segment here with where are you going to be, what's coming up, how do people follow you? Let's get through all that good stuff.
You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram. My Instagram is KATY_COUGH.
Everyone write that down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Katy Coughlin on Facebook. I post everything on Instagram. I have a show coming up at Warp and Weft on Sunday, February 19th.
Andrew will not be there.
No.
So yeah, you may depending on when this is all published.
Yeah.
You may not know this could have come and gone. We're hoping to get this show published. So if you can get down to Warp and Weft, that's Sunday. You know, we're here on a Saturday, so
Yep.
I'm going.
Yeah. That'll be great. We did we're gonna be doing some more comedy shows there, I think. I just did one at Concept 6 and it was like music and comedy and it was really fun. We had a good time.
Very
yeah.
cool. So yeah, so if you want to follow Katie, Instagram, Facebook, Katy Coughlin, Katie with a Y.
Yes.
Katie with a Y.
Katie with the
Of course, she has to be different. The comedian, yeah.
choose it.
I know. I'm joking. Of course, I'm kidding.
Well, now it's Katie with an I. I mean, that's the new thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I guess so.
God.
Don't even.
Yeah, don't confuse the people.
So awesome, Katie. Well, of course, we all wish you well in this room and your supportive cousins around you. It's
I
really,
know.
it's
Absolutely.
amazing what a good
How
group.
could you fail?
How could you fail?
Can I suggest more casino shows?
Yeah, I'll do some.
Are those easy to get? What you gonna open for Louis
she did
C.K.?
one.
I mean,
I don't know, but it's at a casino.
I did one at Mohegan in the summer.
You did?
And it was, but it was like, you have
this is the
to.
ladies' room. It was like 4 people.
No, it was really nice, but you have to bring 4 people with you in order to perform. But I was in the green room that night and
I'm in.
I was watching people perform and they were like, okay, whatever. But I'm backstage, I'm waiting to go on and the guy before me is like, have you done this before? I'm like, what, like performed here? He's like, no, stand up. I'm like, yeah, I've done it before. He's like,
Yeah,
oh, this is my first time. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, oh, you're
Why don't you go? Why don't you go first?
I'm like, I got this.
He was far and away the. I hate to.
I was the best.
Physically hurt.
No, it was the best.
Good to hear. You gotta.
Yeah.
He was the best one there. It was pretty good.
Yeah. It was
Last question: do you ever, or have you? I'm sure the answer is yes. But when you finish, you're like, oh, "Fuck, this is so stupid. I'm an idiot. That wasn't good."
Yeah, all the
Right?
time.
I would think that would be a massive emotion, no matter whether it's good or not.
I got off. I performed at Warp. I was working. I got off
Keep referencing work.
and
Getting paid.
no, but that's where I performed.
Warp and Weft, the sponsor of the Can I Be Frank program.
That's the only way they're letting her out of her contract.
I got off the stage and someone was like, "Oh, you're so brave." And I was like, "Please."
Unlike your
You don't
cousin.
wanna
And then
You're
someone else wrote down on my
I get told
on a
that.
receipt. They were like, "I admire your bravery." I'm like, "I don't want to be brave. I want to be funny. Like, don't tell me I feel like a fat girl in a bikini up there." And they're like, "She's brave."
You
Like,
wanna
no,
hear-
that's not what I'm going for.
He just took my joke. I said I get told that when I take my shirt off at the beach.
Yeah. Yeah. So that wasn't great. I do
Wow.
that a lot,
Oh
but
boy.
it's fine.
Awesome. Well, Good luck. Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, as we sit here, and
I'll be
you know,
there.
hopefully, yeah, we'll all be
We
there.
out of
I
we
probably
out of
won't.
Guinness? We got any more Guinness? Lined up?
You can feel free to go grab a drink, and that's a great segue, by the way.
Well, there you go. That's what I'm here for.
Wow.
It's a great segue. So,
Segue guy.
as discussed, we besides Katie and her talents, we wanted to talk about cocktails, and in particular, cocktailish situations. Where is like that drink that's like the best drink? Not necessarily, oh, I like martinis or I like wine. No, it's like the festivity of drinking, and I think we all have similar strong opinions. Here's what we're gonna do for this. We're gonna go around the horn because you two will just cut each other off no matter what happens. So, I'll open with Big Mouth, Andrew. So, give us a scenario. One of your favorite places. What is the cocktail? Where is it, and why?
The cocktail of choice for me would be a pina colada, but it doesn't really matter.
Oh my God!
Hold on. Let me finish. Because I guarantee there are 2 people in this room that are going to agree with me.
Oh boy.
The first, all right, so we'll throw a pina colada, but the first frosty drink, whether it's a strawberry daiquiri, pina colada, anything like that, at a tropical
Sounds
resort,
very Wyatt Earpish.
at a tropical resort without your kids. Because parents are great. Parenting is great. Kids are great. Frankie, you really gonna argue
No,
with me on that one?
no, I don't.
That first drink of a vacation
Away
without kids.
Any vacation, but yeah,
True.
with no
but
kids,
really,
it's super special.
and not the, which is also on the list, but not the airport beers, not anything like that. But that first drink when you
Steel
arrive
and Thunder?
and you check in and you're settled in and
you're free, and you're on
and
vacation.
you get that
don't have to work.
first
Yeah, phones are shut off.
frosty drink that you don't care about, and you don't care about anything else. All you want is a nice cold tropical beverage in your hand.
It's hard to disagree. The cold, vacation drink. All right, I like that one.
But I think you both can agree. It's not really the drink. It's the fact that the kids aren't there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
that's
I mean,
part of
That's the freedom and the
Yeah.
yes, someone waiting on you. and,
We're not talking drinks here. We're talking
they-
experiences.
We'll never
They
know that
could give you
joy,
water
so.
in a dog bowl.
that's the smartest thing you said.
You'd love it.
In that case, I'm out of here.
Must.
All right, we'll go over to Pack. What's one of you? What doesn't have to be your favorite. Like what's one of your favorites?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This is the first time anybody's ever told me I need to be louder in my life.
I just said get closer.
I'm a golf course guy. I'm a big you know, you get out. I didn't say I was good at golf. That's I hear the chuckles.
Okay,
It's a separate thing.
Good.
Okay.
No.
But it is nice when you get out there and you try to play the first hole without cracking a beer. Somehow yeah. Oh yeah. You don't do that?
It's a futile effort.
Oh, dude, 100%. No, you get out there, you
something
play the
yourself?
first hole. Yes.
I try not to have a
You get out
I can
there,
do
play a hole.
I can
be
do
like-
it. I don't need
and
the
then
beer. I don't need
you
it.
Sink the putt on one, and you realize, yep,
For 9.
I still suck. I need a beer. Nice cold beer. Followed by the worst drink, maybe, is the beer that's now gotten warm, and you open it somewhere on the 8th fairway.
We're in the woods by yourself. Right about your feelings.
You're sitting there like, oh, I still got a beer left. All right. So I do like a nice cold beer on a golf course. First one,
The first one, not the last one.
not the last.
Because I kind of like that when you
All the
finish
rest
up,
of them are
you
just
sit at the
beers.
table, it's a hot day.
Yeah.
I kind of like that vibe, but yeah,
All the rest of them are just beers. The first one though is like, all right, here we are. We're having a day.
liquid gold.
I still suck at golf.
Doesn't matter.
I'm gonna drink a cold beer.
With the boys, there's no kids.
That's right.
It's a great vibe.
We got a theme going.
I
here.
think no kids is going to
we
be
got a
a
theme.
theme.
Going here.
I know my kids are all old now, so I
Yeah.
don't care where I do it. So, all right, I'm gonna skip Kate. I'm gonna go over to
You can skip
Yeah.
twice.
Mr. Tom.
Yeah.
No skipping. I'm just gonna go ladies last this time. So I'll go over to Tom.
23.
Feminism, equality.
Yeah.
Equity.
So I hate to stick with the theme of golf, but
Oh,
Jeez.
I disagree with
Sandwich
I
for hour?
disagree with
Oh, good.
Pat.
Oh, good. Thank you.
100%.
All right.
I do.
Good.
Rare. That's rare.
There is there's just like a feeling. Like you get to the golf course morning of a tournament and you have the first thing you do before you even take your clubs out of the car, you get out of your car, you walk straight into the clubhouse and you order a Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary, pre-golf tournament, golf outing, whatever. Very, very hard to beat. I'll tell you. I mean,
I
the
don't hate that.
beer.
I don't hate that.
First of all, beer's not a cocktail. We don't need to talk about that. But
We
we
cocktails like
can go back and address it.
No, it's just it's about a vibe. So it's
But it's just there's something about
Yeah.
the and
you-
to Andrew's credit, I hate to credit him with anything,
Please don't.
but he makes a mean Bloody Mary. He takes over the bar sometimes at Mount Pleasant.
No. No.
Aaron, he never does that.
Oh,
Aaron, he
God. Not Aaron. Board of directors. That has never happened.
Never
Sean
done
Tully, that never happened.
And yeah, they're lethal. They're borderline lethal. But yeah, before golf, Bloody Mary. It's swing juice for your first. I mean, you can't go up to the first hole complete sober.
Apparently not.
You
That's
can't-
what I'm missing.
To dive
Oh, okay, and that's why he's bad at golf.
That's
Do you see why? Do you see how he just broke
well,
that in?
amongst
That's all it is.
See how he did that?
physical
Excuse me.
ailment,
That's all it is.
lack of athleticism. Besides that, yeah.
Besides that, I mean, it's he doesn't drink before.
Bloody Marys, I think the great one, my favorite Bloody Mary is the tailgate, the football tailgate.
Football tailgates again.
Football.
9 a.m.
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary,
man,
and if you get friends that tailgate well, and we have a lot, that's a nice way to start your day. And it's fall, and it's
Yeah.
sweater weather,
Yeah.
and that's a nice one. That's a good way to kick the
That
day
is a
off.
good one. Know what I hate when in the restaurants, they're having brunch or whatever. You get a Bloody Mary, and there's a 7-course meal as garnish.
You're against that.
Yeah,
much.
knock
I
it off.
agree.
I know.
Knock it off.
You don't want the bacon and the full.
No.
Listen, if you want to put bacon in your Bloody Mary, that's fine, but don't put.
I'm always pro bacon.
I am always pro bacon. I have no problem with bacon in my Bloody Mary. What I have a problem with is bacon, shrimp, lime,
Chicken.
a stick
rotisserie
of celery,
chicken. I've seen
a
it.
chicken patty.
I've seen a full donut.
It's enough.
Blasphemy.
Knock
Andrew,
that
so
shit
I
off.
know exactly where you're talking about.
Pickle.
We won't mention it here.
Donut Shack.
I know
That's where he gets his
exactly.
bloodies.
Yeah, I do.
It's actually just behind
yes,
Donut.
Yeah,
You get a jelly mash on top of the Bloody Mary. It goes.
Yeah,
perfect.
everything back there.
Guy speaking Vietnamese behind the dumpster. Fill me up.
yeah. I don't need to sift through like mountains of stuff to get to my drink. Like,
Correct.
I agree. That's a good call.
that's fair.
What you pick, I don't care if you want shrimp in it. I don't care if you want bacon in it. I don't care if you're a traditionalist and you just want celery. Pick one garnish and go with it, please.
Celery and an olive.
Olives. You gotta go olives.
You gotta go olives, obviously.
I'm not an olive guy.
I'm a salt
I
guy.
understand.
Anything that tastes like salt, I'm eating it.
I will say,
Big olives.
if I'm
Before you
making,
make a dick joke,
I will. I
You
will.
made me do it.
Well,
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Megan.
Katie just got
I like
replaced.
a pickle and a Bloody Mary.
No. That's a camera 3. All right, enough.
I will say, if I'm making bloodies,
Which he doesn't do.
and I'm gonna have, well, I do it at home. If I'm making bloodies and I'm having the garnishes, there will be blue cheese stuffed olives there. I won't eat them.
See, I don't
but-
like the blue cheese stuff.
Oh,
I don't know.
I need a good. You need a good
Okay.
edit.
There-
We haven't even got to Katie's favorite.
There is nothing. I'm going to talk about my least favorite drink. There is nothing more horrifying to me than a vodka martini with blue cheese stuffed olives. It's
Yeah.
3 things I don't like.
Wholeheartedly
Vodka.
disagree.
Ugh,
my
I don't know.
favorites.
I don't like the blue
I can't
cheese.
think about it too long, but
All right, all
like,
right. Don't
to
get
each
the-
his own. Whatever. I just said I don't like vodka, but I'm gonna go back on that. So I only like vodka if it's in an espresso martini.
Ooh.
I love espresso martinis. I like them for brunch. I like them at the end of the night.
Brush
I like
your
them
teeth.
with Baileys. I like them with tequila. You can do an espresso
can,
martini
yeah.
with tequila. I don't know if you knew that.
What?
No, the
Yeah.
the Patron coffee.
Nope, you don't even need that.
Really?
No.
Works at a bar.
If you do a little
Katie drinks an espresso martini and chases it with a shot of tequila.
exactly.
Brought to you by Leaving Las
No,
Vegas.
if you
That's what she means.
if you do a little
With the side of
frangelico
Quaalude.
with it, it's not bad. You can do it with
Nice
tequila.
fentanyl and soda. Just
Yeah.
drown it.
So is that
All right, that's what you hate.
So hold on.
No, yeah, espresso martini is my favorite drink.
Favorite drink to
Favorite drink.
Her hatred jumps into the next cocktail experience that I'm a huge fan of.
Oh boy.
What?
Who asked you to jump into his next experience?
I know.
This is a Q&A.
We were going around, weren't we? I thought there was a give and take here.
Go ahead.
Granted, I give more than I take.
Now it's a free for all.
The,
Step on your foot.
that and Frank, having gone to a dinner or two with you, I know you're also a fan of this.
Okay. Oh.
You're at a nice steakhouse. You get seated.
Uh-oh.
Gentlemen, can I get you a cocktail to start? I would love a nice dinner, pre-dinner martini. It
Hell yeah.
goes. It's however you take it, whether a blue cheese stuffed
Dirty,
olive,
straight,
dirty.
I like mine clear as day.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's nice,
Now-
nice little twist on it. But I'm a vodka guy. If you drink gin, that's fine. All that stuff. But
Dennis Leary said, gin's a pussy drink.
well,
It's the 007 and British guys.
You did say
Well,
that.
he did say
You
that.
did say that.
I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon here. Fish bones, nice. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah. It's the size of your
Well,
head.
yeah, I was gonna say, Molly McCabe, fish bones.
Shout out.
Slinging martinis at fish bones. Those things are fantastic.
They are. But you can only have one.
You only
Otherwise,
have
Yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah.
call
You end
yourself
up-
an ambulance, not even a cab.
You only have one, or else you end up agreeing to come on a podcast that your cousins.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
My mom had two at Fishbone. She thought she got roofied.
She did. Thank you. Thank you, Pat Coughlin.
You don't have to do that anymore, pal.
Pat, it's been 30 years. Stop.
Yeah.
Please leave me alone.
I'm not a regular mom. I'm a hip cool.
Mark was clever.
Now I'm gonna just speed round a few. So,
Please.
as you know, besides being firefighters, clergy, we have the funeral business, which
Yeah.
is our branch,
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of alcohol,
and that's actually as morbid as it sounds. I'm gonna say they when you're like awake.
Oh,
An
yeah.
Irish wake in particular.
I love a wake beer.
It's
parking
like,
lot beer.
especially when, sometimes I think it's maybe some of the worst deaths you're experiencing. You just might I just need something right now. And you're
Yeah.
in line for
Yeah.
hours,
Yeah.
you're sweating,
Sure.
and it's if you have to be in that line, that's the best. But it's
No,
it's
right.
sometimes like
That's
it's
a
just a
great
good
situational-
relief.
That's a good
It's not so
point.
much. It's the best.
No, it's not. It's the
It
best.
hits
yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It just hits
No,
different.
well said.
That funeral home parking lot beer
Sneak out to
on
the
a wake
Whoa.
hits different.
We have inside access to a funeral home. We can drink inside. It's fine.
No, they were
not the
same in the parking lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Hey, listen, this isn't a
Judgment free zone. I told
rat
you this.
everybody else.
I'm gonna rat you out because you didn't invite me.
Listen, 80.
Well, you were off in the corner making jokes at the wake.
I think you're a little too young.
Yeah.
I was 20.
Yep. What did we just say?
80% of these listeners might be McCabe's, but we don't need the inside reference.
Yeah, that's a
to
good
Nana's wake or funeral.
Let's not. Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna move along from that one. That's easy.
Look at this.
I got
Good funeral beer is a good one.
a good funeral beer or wake.
Wake,
That beer after the
Really,
funeral.
it's the
After a
wake.
long,
The
stressful
Mercy
day,
Meal
like,
beer.
Yeah.
The Mercy Meal beer.
The Mercy Meal beer is
Jameson
good.
shot.
That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Especially like I don't know how many of you guys have done it. I've done it when you have to deliver a eulogy,
Oh, yeah.
and your whole day is just stress thinking about it.
Any public speaking after that first hard liquor after a public speaking.
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you.
I am sorry to interrupt.
No, you're not.
I had a friend and
We've been doing this all the time.
yeah, I had a friend and she was bartending and her mom had died and she said to someone, she's like, "Oh, will you do a shot with me? It's for my mom." And if I had heard that, I would have
Service.
right. I would have known immediately like her mom is not with us. But this guy was not Irish, and he was like, "Oh, is it her birthday or something?"
Sort of.
No, it's her death. No, it's her death day.
Yeah, yeah.
No, she's dead right over there.
Right.
Yeah.
But I was like, is that an Irish thing to just automatically like, oh, we're doing a shot for someone, they are no longer with us?
Did you ever hear the famous song Finnegan's Wake?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
there's
I don't know.
literally songs dedicated to this.
I don't know if it's exclusively. I mean, but for that to be your first thought, yeah, that might be. Like,
Yeah, it
that's
might
an
be Irish, yeah.
Yeah,
Your
it might
First thought is like, all right, what are we drinking?
And let's face
They're
it,
dead,
we've all
yeah.
grown up around weirdness, so it's not strange
Yeah.
to us. Most
No.
people are like, what are these freaking animals talking about?
Savages.
Yeah.
So that's when I want to. I will throw. We talked about airport. I like airport drinking because
I'm not a big airport drinker.
just because
Honestly,
Well, you never been to an airport.
hopefully heading somewhere good, not necessarily work travel or something like that. But
Work travel, that was the best time, Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Airport beers implies that you show up early enough
Oh,
for your
buddy.
flight to sit and have a drink.
yeah,
That's a personal problem
That's not
that you
my
might
thing.
have.
I just feel like the airport
That's
can,
not my
if you
thing.
kick off a vacation or
Yeah.
kick
Yeah.
off, not with your kids as usual. We're gonna keep saying it.
Kids.
Not with kids, but if you have like a girls' weekend, guys' weekend, any of that shit, I love that one. I had a couple other good ones for you guys. Okay, the beach beer on the beach with your friends in the circle.
Love it.
The
Circle of
disappeared,
Trust.
the magic,
Love it.
the magic red solo cups.
To hide from the Seabrook police.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you pour beer into that, suddenly
Right.
it turns into a nice water.
And you know
or
what?
Coke, and it's no big deal.
This is one kids can be around.
Yeah.
Like it. Go dig a
Because
hole.
guess what?
Yeah.
It's
Somebody else is watching them.
no, not even that. We have a.
You stare at the
We go
ocean.
on
No one's
vacation.
drowning today.
My wife and I go on vacation with two other families. P. Diddy, a former guest, is one of those. And
Former guest of the show.
there's 10, 15 kids running around at any time. And if the adults are all standing in a circle, all having a cocktail, we just
I love that. That's one of
everyone's
my
got an
favorite-
eye on it, and everyone's got an eye on the kids, and everyone's enjoying a nice
They're actually more.
drink. And it
Check the fridge.
again, it hits different. I'd love one.
No, I like that time because that is probably one of the few times when we all maybe actually not looking at our phones.
Yep.
And you,
Right.
No, that's a
and
great
you're
point.
kicking stories. There's no TV. There's no game on. It's
That is nice.
the storytelling time. I love that shit. Especially people you don't see. Like you and I bumped each other at the beach.
Yeah.
We all have.
Yeah.
And it's the beach walk. You're like, oh, come sit in the circle of trust and
Yeah. Or like,
Katie, tell us a joke.
yeah.
I can't imagine the context of it. But
I think her jokes are a little bit better at the beach, but
I like
Well, yeah,
walking
'cause you're
down
in
the
a Speedo.
beach and then someone like offers a beer to you that you weren't even with.
That is the best.
Yeah. They're like, have one. I'm like, no. They're like, take it.
I'd love
Yeah, I'll
one.
take it.
take it.
yeah, totally fair.
Probably room
Look
feed,
at
but
him go.
I don't know what's what here, but fire away.
God, he's gonna-
Yeah.
needless to say, we are having a little recreational afternoon here. That's it.
God.
Respect.
The misfit of the group.
Frank?
Yeah.
So, hey, thank you.
Yeah, buddy. Todd?
We're out. We're out.
Promise I'll clean up.
Decidedly Canadian.
And you can split this. Whatever it is.
So, anyway, folks, sorry, we're having our libations, having some
Yeah.
fun this
Don't mind that.
afternoon here.
Speaking of the beach, Frank, just real
Yes,
quick.
please.
It's a different context, but so one of my favorite, I don't know if you can call it a cocktail, but the Shipyard Pumpkinhead with the shot of Stoli and the rim. The first time I ever had that was in York, Maine, with your
Oh,
Father.
the late great Frank.
the late great Frank.
Oh.
we
Do you
we're
know
in there.
what it's
We're
called,
up.
that drink?
I have no idea.
Black o' lantern.
Is that what it's called?
Bloody pumpkin.
Bloody pumpkin.
Bloody pumpkin.
Bloody pumpkin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tell you.
Yeah, no, of course not.
I was up working on one of the houses up there with Frank, and
Yeah.
we went to this, and we walk in, everybody knows your dad, and he just
Shocker.
yeah, yeah, and they pour this drink for me without even asking.
How old were you?
I was 21. I was
Okay.
legitimately
All right.
21. Yeah, yeah.
So here's a good one. We'll go around the room real
He's
quick.
still talking.
No,
He was done. That story was
pretty much-
complete.
yeah,
Listen, hey,
but I'm
Andrew
just saying,
decides
like,
when other
Andrew
people are
decides,
done talking, all right?
He changed my life that day.
Here's a good one, though. We'll go around the room, and you just brought it up. Do you remember your first drink? And we're gonna obviously the statute of limitations is gone, so
Sure.
because as Massachusetts Irish Catholics growing up in Lowell, I don't think or Chelmsford, I don't think any of us were of age when it happened.
No.
But
No.
do you remember your first drink?
I honestly don't know if I do.
Albuquerque, 1975.
I remember.
I just killed the Christmas.
It just killed the
I remember mine. If everyone else wants
Do
to try
tell.
to think,
No,
since
yeah,
I'm the
start out.
youngest.
Yeah, you should.
Katie's was an hour and a half ago.
I believe it was like a shot of tequila or vodka in someone's basement when
There
I
it
was a
goes.
freshman in high school, and we chased it with orange juice. And I was very scared that I was gonna get caught, so I was just drinking a lot of orange juice, and I didn't get drunk. And I didn't really go out or get drunk until I was like 17. The first time I felt drunk, I was in Ireland, and I was drinking a
That should do
Guinness.
it.
Should probably leave.
And I went into the bathroom and I was like, "Oh, this is fun." And then later that night,
This
we
is what they want to be
bought.
talking about.
Katie, that was just euphoria. That wasn't drinking a Guinness and Ireland.
Exactly. And then we got a big bottle of Bacardi, and I was just pounding shots of that in Scotland, and that was very fun.
That's
How
a
old were you
good.
then?
Those are good memories.
Yeah, it was great. I was like 17. I was
Foggy memory,
I was late
perhaps?
to the game.
Tom, do you remember yours?
My first, I mean, it was probably a beer.
Right, but that's
Obviously,
Great story, Tom.
beer. No, everyone's was a beer, but
well, except the delinquent.
Tequila.
God.
no.
Yeah.
So
Ate the worm. Another
Honestly,
dick
my-
joke.
They just come
Keep
naturally.
teeing these up, and she just keeps hitting them out of the park.
my first drink, I think I was like 3 years old.
Well, no, we're not talking about a sip of beer from your father.
All right, because that was my story too.
That's what I was
No,
like.
I
That
was-
doesn't really count.
always- no, that wasn't-
I was always more afraid of my father than Pat was. So like I think I was probably like 17,
Okay, you were a late bloomer.
late bloomer before I
For the
was.
McCabe family.
Yeah, I was.
Middle aged.
I was the getaway car just in case before
beers.
that. But yeah, probably like 17, backyard. But yeah, nothing special.
Yeah, I
At
don't really
the-
remember, honestly.
Okay.
So apparently I did it right.
That's just either that or that speaks to a deeper problem. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I was gonna go
Somebody out
deeper
there.
problem on that.
I remember getting caught. I remember the first time I got caught drinking.
Well, communion wine though, maybe on your first one, and that's why you repressed it.
Another topic.
Hey, leave the Catholic Church alone.
Speaking of rupees and dicks.
How I see red wine.
Jesus. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Frank, do you remember yours?
My first. I would go with the sneak beer. I feel like my buddy,
Yeah.
like probably 7th, 8th grade, sneaking them like at a party my parents were having, something like that.
Yeah.
Backyard and hide them in the woods. My friends and I'd be out there drinking. This is awesome, huh? Delicious. Next thing you know, Purple Passions were on the scene. Like, yes!
I do remember early having a beer and being like, this is not
disgusting.
good.
It's not good. Your first few beers are like,
I also remember being probably, how old are you? How much older are you than me?
How old are you?
37.
do you guys know each other's ages? Are you
No.
related or not?
30 of us. No. If she had said she was 17, I would have been like,
That makes sense.
Son, doing stand up, good for her.
so Andrew's a little bit older than I am. I remember being maybe 14 or 15, and Andrew,
Did I contribute to the
Andrew
delinquency?
trying to figure out if me and, I think it was me and Scott Mangan. He was trying to figure out if we looked old enough for him to bring us to Molly K's with him. We were probably 15.
Actually,
Sounds right.
my first illegal beer,
Yeah.
I walked into you guys, I'm way ahead of you now.
Caleb?
There was a bar called The Keg
Oh, okay.
Okay.
over in Centerville. 16 years old,
Centerville.
in the
Yeah,
bar,
that was-
playing pool. A famous bartender, I won't say his name, but it's pipe slattering. Yeah, he all but just said like, "How are you, boys?" I look like a freaking zygote. He's teed me up a Paul's punch. I'm like, "This is awesome. Who's got next game over there?" I got quarters up.
He would have accepted a library card.
Yeah, he was a gentleman and a scholar.
The reason I asked that in this setting was, Frank, unbeknownst to you, I believe you were present for my first beer.
I don't recall.
No, I don't think you would, but when I tell you the venue, you'll say, yeah, I was probably there.
No,
No, you,
wasn't at the Ramrod meat raffle, was it?
What are you trying to just set her up?
No.
No, I used to be the MC at that event. It was fantastic.
I'm going to go with the 1993 Mount Pleasant City Tournament.
Oh yeah, those are good years.
Yep. And so
Wow.
you would have been 20-ish, 21, and it was...
I would have been 18.
Really?
I graduated in '93.
Oh, I got you. Again, we don't...
So both drinking.
So yeah,
McCabe don't know any... So then you would definitely...
that's actually another great underage drinking venue, the city tournament.
Yes.
For another time.
Yes. That's the June
So
podcast.
we're running long a little bit here, so I did want to share. So these are all the winners. I tried to pluck the winners of the drink, the venue, and I got some losers. So I asked friends and family a couple days ago. I said, "Hey, we're doing a show with some of my McCabe family, and we're going to talk about, what's a great drink? Beer on the beach, the Bloody Mary, the mimosa, the bottomless mimosa, that kind of thing. What tastes great? Send me some of your, your favorites." So I wrote these down because it was an interesting batch of things, and these did not make the cut, mind you. At Pissed Off Irishman, I don't know who that is, said,
He's a mystery.
Sunday nights in St. Margaret's Church basement with Father McDiddles. That's his favorite.
Why?
I go back to Pat's drink.
Why? I'll get you.
His favorite cocktail.
Salty.
At Martin Insurance, bourbon seems to help me do math on these cars I insure. I have three of them on the road.
I've long suspected the insurance industry to be fraught with alcoholism.
Comprehensive coverage at Martin Insurance.
It's a made-up word.
At Egitch City Council meetings.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense actually.
Interestingly, at Lee Gitch, union labor talks. All started to
knew
make
it.
sense. This was the one that kind of disturbed me, one of the few. This came in from a Skeets 17.
Skeets.
The margaritas at Chuck E. Cheese are to die for.
First of all, that I actually agree with.
Do they have margaritas?
Yeah.
Don't go to Chuck E. Cheese and don't find out.
I thought he was wasn't allowed within 300 yards of a Chuck E.
Curious
Cheese.
to know if Skeets has kids of his own. That's the real question.
At Not a Lowell Cop, 18 in the squad car does the trick. Won't say which. At Beast writes, get me some help, please.
Jesus.
Again, these are the losers. They didn't make the cut. But, you know, this is the...
I don't know. I'm detecting some winners here.
At OK Boule writes, Tuesday morning scotch in a Denny's parking lot.
It's better if you wake up there.
Where is the closest den?
I don't know, but there's a
I wanna
parking
give
lot
this
there
one a
somewhere. And the last one that did not make the cut, I really liked. At Not Andrew McCabe Boy Scout meetings.
Thank God it's not you.
Wow.
So I'm sorry for those of you who didn't make the cut.
You
but
gotta bring enough for everyone.
enjoy your cocktail.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you each all last word going around the horn. Katie?
Yeah, we gotta start with Katie.
What?
Come see me.
Just-
Come see me.
What was the last
Yeah, come see me at Warp and Weft tomorrow night, Sunday at 8:00. It's $20 tickets at the door. And yeah, you should definitely come see me.
$20. I should change my attendance.
I know.
All right. Pack?
I just want to know really why they were, why the rest of the McCabe cousins were left out of this. This is outrageous.
Who says they were left out?
Now
Maybe
we're
they,
getting into a scandal.
maybe
lot
they
of
just
time.
had other
They're in big trouble
engagements.
here.
I mean,
Any more people in this room would be way too
That's
much.
fair. We're gonna go
I,
eyes of the room.
yeah.
I like that. Frank, thanks for having us, man. This
Yeah.
is really fun.
yeah, no, it's fun,
This
guys.
is,
It's really
little-
fun. We'll do it again. Maybe we'll squeeze in a really quick St. Patrick's Day preview show.
Sounds good.
Thomas, any last words?
No, I just want to say thanks. This was mostly a good time.
Mostly.
Yeah, when Pat wasn't talking, it was really good.
Respect.
I was going to say Andrew. That's funny.
Yeah, no, Andrew. I mean,
Andrew never stopped
honestly,
talking.
Andrew never stops talking. So it kind of, it's like a low buzz in your ear when Andrew talks.
Yeah.
because he's always doing
You got
it.
to zone it out.
No, this was
Teacher from Charlie Brown.
Good. Fun stuff. And last and certainly least, Andrew, what would you like to say?
Thank you for having us. I mean, as on the group text that you were a part of, there's a long list of listeners that were quite upset that they
Why
weren't
don't you
chosen.
close with that story? Is how many damn McCabe's are around this city?
How many- I
Via
mean,
that text chain.
Arguably too many.
well, you can only fit 20 on a text chain, and all
was
Droid
full.
members were removed.
Yeah, sorry,
so,
Mary Beth.
but
Somebody tell Mary Kate that
Although-
podcasts you get posted, so we don't.
well,
have to
that
spend
again,
it.
that's
Don't you get pissed when you see the green bubble show up? Like,
well, that's
I can't be friends. I can't
Oh,
be
that's a
friends.
whole
Well,
other.
I didn't know we had
podcast.
4 cousins.
That is-
Android versus Apple.
she's not poor, and her husband is an inside little contributor that does a bang up job on the city council meetings.
True.
Get an iPhone.
Mr. Gilday,
Oh, that's right.
Just a good
but she continues to have a
You know what I
droid
don't want to talk about? City council meetings.
unapologetically.
Awesome. This was great, guys. Really, it was fun. We've been talking the before. Well, Katie was young, but the other of us in this room talked a lot about just doing some fun stuff, talking things around Lowell, talking just good stories. It seemed like a great theme for today. We're very happy to promote Katie and her endeavors. We wish you the very best of luck. And so, thank you all for joining us. Not sure when this will be published. It's Saturday. Again, I keep doing this. It's the
18.
18th today. Sorry.
right. We
Saturday
read
the
it,
18th. I would love to see this maybe published before Katie's show, so you can give you a little promo. But it will be up on Inside Lowell. I'll be sure to share it on the Can I Be Frank page. I'm sure these knuckleheads will post it around too. It was a good time. So thank you all very much.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you all for listening.
Thank you,
Appreciate it, bud.
Bye bye.